everyone, this is Jess. I'm back with another art lesson for you today, but before we start on our next one, I just want to say I am so proud of all of you who have sent me drawings of Bud the Bunny. They are really amazing, and hopefully these videos are helping you, but seeing the art you create is also really bringing a smile to my face. So thank you very much for doing that and sharing those with me. If you would like to share this drawing today with me, that would be great. You can send me a message on Facebook or Instagram at Jess Bertram Illustration, or you could just tag me, just do hashtag Jess Bertram Illustration, at Jess Bertram Illustration, then I'll actually see it. You can also tag Bunnies by the Bay too, as we are going to be drawing their character today. So today we're going to draw Bud's best friend, Skip It. And Skip It is a puppy, and he is a very brave dog. He's like a big brother to all of the bunnies on Cricket Island, and he and Bud love to play together and just play with boats and pretend that they are captains of ships, and he's a very cute puppy. He's very sweet, and he's the kind of guy that gets along with everybody. So let's draw him today, and let's get started. Okay, let's start drawing Skip It. So I'm going to be doing mine in Photoshop today just because it's easy to show you how to do it. So I want you to get if you're using pencil, you're just going to draw really lightly right now while we do the basic shapes of Skip It. So the first thing we're going to start with is his head. We'll just do a basic shape, which is going to be sort of a square but with roundish edges, and it's going to be a little bit wider along the bottom. So don't worry if you're scribbly, that's fine. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So if you're using a pencil, just do this really gently and don't press too hard, because these lines you will want to erase once you've got your basic shape. So this will be his head, okay? So he has it's rounded on the edges here, and it's a little bit smaller on the top. Then we're going to give him a muzzle, which is his nose, and that's like almost like an oval, like a squashed kind of oval-y shape. Okay, like that, great. And then you're going to give him a nose, and sort of in the find the middle of your picture, and just come down a little bit from the oval. And it's going to be another kind of an oval shape, but with a point in the middle at the bottom. Okay, and then you can do a little line right there, and that's his nose. All right. Now under his nose, off to the side, we'll give him a little smile. There we go. Now we're going to give him some ears. Now the ears, he has floppy ears, so these can be sometimes a bit tricky to draw. So just off to the side here, I want you to do a line and a line. Okay, just two lines out, and then you're going to do a sort of a curve like this. We'll start just on one side, and then his ear just flicks out like that. Got a little flick, and then you just bring one more line back to his head. So you're going to do a line, and then it's sort of like a pulled out S. Can you see that that looks a bit like a pulled out S? Then you're doing a V. That looks almost like a V, doesn't it? And then a line to his head. And then do one more line right here and some fluffy hairlines. And we'll do the same thing here. So you're going to do sort of a backwards S shape there. And then you're going to flick out his ear. Make a little bit of a point. And then a line attaches to his head. Okay, so now you've got two ears. Give him a little fluffy lines inside of his ears. And right here you can do a few fluffy lines right in the middle of his head. Okay, so that's his head, basic head shape. Now we're going to do the body, which is just like Bud in that it's a bit like a pear shape. So that's what you start with. So the lines you can see, they come in a little bit on the head, not all the way at the outside of the head, otherwise you'd be a very fat puppy. And you bring them down and round the edges. Remember, press lightly, you're just doing a rough body sketch right now. So that's his main part of the body. Then what I want you to do is sort of a U-V shape here, which is going to be his chest. Okay, and then in the middle, this is now turning into a Y, is his legs. So we're going to do a line like that, and then we'll do a line off to the side and another line off to the side, and those are going to be his legs. And then at the bottom, do a C, and you're going to make his paws. Okay, so give him some nice little rounded paws. That's great. Okay. Now dogs, because he's a dog, he's a puppy, their back legs when they sit down can kind of come out to the side. So when you're going down his body, you're going to just bring a line out like this, a curved line. See how it looks like a big C that's been drawn out? Do the same thing on this side, so you've got that line coming down, and sort of imagine an imaginary line here, and you're going to do another curved line coming in. So those would be his haunches. Okay, now you can bring this line down a bit, because that would be his side, his stomach. And then at the bottom of your curved lines here, we're going to do 2 more paws. Okay, paw. And this one, because their back feet are going to be a bit longer, a bit wider. There, now we have 4 paws. Do a line, 2 lines, show that they look like their paws. 2 lines on each paw. Perfect. Okay, so that's your basic shape, and we'll give him his eyes. And again, the way I draw Skip It is that his eyes are quite low and wide set apart. That just for some reason makes him look adorable. So we're going to do an eye. Remember, like kind of a teardrop shape. And again here. And don't worry about getting it too perfect right now, because we're going to go in and give him a couple eyebrows sticking up. Great. So those are his eyes. Now we've got his basic shape. One thing we're missing is a little tail coming off to the side. So over here, just do a little V shape off to the side to give him a tail. Great. So now we're going to, if you're on a computer or a tablet, do another layer. I'm going to put it on multiply. And this time, you're going to press harder or use a darker colour. If you're using pencil and paper, this is when you can start really doing your fine work, your detailed work. Okay, so zoom in. This is where we'll get into the detailed work. So we're going to follow the lines we did before, but I want you to imagine the direction that hair grows in. So it's coming off his ears like this, and you see how I'm flicking out the hair all the way around. Just follow the line, and then here the hair is actually going to point up a little. We'll just go over these furry lines in his ear, and then down his face you can make him be a bit fluffier. And then we'll go to the top of his head and give him, see, this line is much longer than this one. And it's sort of, it's almost like a wave. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on this side. So follow the lines, and you're just flicking the lines out, which is making it look like he has fur. Okay. See how easy this is when you know what you're doing? Fur inside the ears. And then as I'm going down his face, I'm going the other direction, following gravity, following the way his hair would lie in real life. Okay, great. Even around his muzzle, I like to show some fur. in the middle, I like to kind of flick it up like he's got a little whirl. And keep going around. There we go. And while we're here, we can go ahead and colour in his nose. I like to leave a little bit of light at the top. So what I do is I add more colour, pressure, shading as I'm going down. Do you see how I'm allowing it to build up as I go down the nose so it becomes three-dimensional? There we go. And then we'll go over his smile a little bit. And then the eyes, we're going to make those a bit darker. And again, it's sort of it's not a perfect round circle. It sort of comes to a bit of a point and sort of slides in. So it gives him an adorable little face. And the eyebrows, I like them to be wider in the middle and taper off down. There we go. Okay. A couple of the hairs here for his side of his face. Now we're going to work down the body. I'm going to make this a bit darker. Down the body, same exact thing, just lines, lines. Now we're going to go up the leg. And we'll follow this leg down. So imagine you've got gravity pulling you down. The paws are not particularly fluffy, so we leave those kind of as they are. Don't go too crazy with the hair on the paws. Just on the sides of the legs. Round for his paw. Get those toes in a bit more. And again around this paw. And again, drawing those toes. And the final paw. Toes and toes. Okay, great. And then I'm going to do this side. Start at the top, work our way down. Up over the leg. Great. Now for his chest, I do like to have a bit of a fluffy chest, so make that fluffy. There we go. And also the tail. The tail can have hairs coming off of it. All right. Great, let's zoom out and see what we got. Good. It's pretty cute. Pretty cute skip it. I've just got to draw a bit more of a line on top of this paw to make it look like it's, you know, he's really sitting down on his paws there. So there we go. That's our basic drawing of Skip It. And tomorrow we will colour him in. So let's clean him up a little bit with that, the first drawing we did, the rough drawing. Just don't erase the whole thing, just kind of clean up your lines a little just to give it a nice finished look. Okay, round we go. I can't wait to see what you guys do. And by the way, it's totally fine to do something different or to do this a bit different to the way I'm doing it, because it's your art and it's your creativity. This is just meant to inspire you to get drawing and to get better at doing art. So if you want to draw Skip It with some grass around him and a bone in his mouth, that's totally fine. There we go, we cleaned him up a little bit. Nice. Isn't he a friendly looking puppy? Okay, so there you have it. I've just drawn your first drawing of Skip It from Bunnies by the Bay, and this is Skip It right here. There he is, and you've just drawn him, and also hopefully his best friend, Bud. So I'm really proud of you guys. Send me your art, let me see what you've come up with, and I hope that you're enjoying these lessons. And if you want me to continue, please just write a comment or give me a little encouragement, and let's do some more art together. Let's get creative. Thank you so much. I will see you soon.